I am a local writer, playwright, and also bakery owner of Pandemic Pastries. Yeah, that's who I am. So when I was 11 years old, I got hit by a car and running across the street. And so I was in traction for 3 months in traction. So when the bone broke, this is the bone, when it broke, it went like this. So they had to put a needle through my pin through my leg and some weights in order for the bone to do this, right? And then once it pulled it away, then they would lighten the weights until it did this. And so this was x-rays almost every week. Well, more than twice, 3 times a week. So once it got to this, the bone with the adjusting of the weights, then they had to put me in a body cast in order for me not to be able to move so that it can heal, so the bone can heal and grow back together. And it did. But yeah, I was in that. And so during that time, the 3 months as an 11-year-old, in the hospital, can only imagine. But one of the greatest memories was that, again, I'm the youngest of 9 kids, so there was always children around me, and there was always these fun nurses, and there was always fun, and I remember being there for 3 months, and it was the summer. It was from May to August. I remember that too, and missing my puppy and missing playing with my friends and missing the whole summer long. But the exciting thing was that the staff and the crew at the hospital, they made it fun for me. They allowed so many things to happen in that room that was not supposed to happen, I'm sure of it. But, they allowed that for this 11-year-old little girl who, they knew was going to spend a lot of days in that hospital. And so they made it as comfortable for me as they could. And so did my family. It was great. It wasn't great, but what they did for me was great. That part was great. Well, it's been 5 years, cancer-free. 5 years cancer-free. I was diagnosed with colorectal cancer in 2014, 15, around that time. I was lucky enough the cancer that I had, colorectal cancer, was actually located in a tumor. So the cancer had not spread beyond that tumor. So luckily, I was able to fight it differently than most cancers. I wasn't actually fighting cancer. I was actually trying to kill a tumor that was cancerous. I'll put it like that. But I was diagnosed with colorectal cancer, and I chose to fight it holistically, and was able to do so. And happy to say that in doing so, I am sitting here cancer-free 5 years. I was able to kill the tumor by using herbs, certain herbs, and meditation, acupuncture, lots of prayer and meditation for sure, helped me on my journey of healing. And once the tumor was had shrunk small enough, then I was able to find a doctor who was willing to remove the tumor without, the radiation and the whole chemotherapy protocol. So that's how I healed. And I'm still, as a matter of fact, I'm still in the healing process right now, actually, because of the surgeries, not really because of the cancer, but because of the surgeries, the removal of the tumor, and they having to wear an ileostomy bag for 6 months, and then having the removal of that. And so there's been residual issues from the surgeries, not so much the cancer itself. One of the most difficult choices I ever made in my life. I chose to do so. Honestly, I did do maybe 3 or 4 rounds of radiation, because I'd spoken to one doctor who assured me that radiation would help to shrink the tumor a little bit quicker, and so that would speed up the process of having it removed from my body. So I was like, okay, I'll try that, and I did. I did maybe 3 or 4 rounds of it, and it did not agree with me. Didn't agree with me physically. It didn't agree with me spiritually. I honestly felt that I was betraying myself, betraying my body, and betraying my beliefs, and how I feel that I wanted to heal. And so what I did was I stopped the radiation and bless my radiologist, bless her heart. She was just a joy, and she, such a sweetheart. And just like you guys, in helping with the healing process, not only was she a doctor, but she also cared, and she became a friend and a confidant. And she understood what I was going through, of course, but at the same time, she had lots of concerns about my personal protocol. But she gave me her blessing, kinda. And so I'm happy to say that I'm still here and she did her worries, or, were so she's okay now. Yeah. UMC, and the staff, the nurses there were amazing. They became my family. They took care of me. Another one that worked there, she sang. She would come and sing for me. And so, having that, I remember one night in particular, I was having a rough night, and it was one of the night nurses. She came in, and I was trying to get through to a friend on the phone, and it was like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. And she said, "You okay?" And I was like, "No, I'm not." And she's like, "What's up? What's the matter?" And I said, "I don't know if this is okay, but can you hold my hand and pray with me?" And she said, "Of course I can." So those things, that really, really made a difference. Absolutely. Well, I will say this, there was lots of human connections throughout this entire process that I give absolute credit to why I'm sitting here speaking with you guys today. I had so many people, so many loved ones and friends and strangers to surround me with so many different ways of healing. There's this one woman, she's a beautiful singer. She's no longer in New Orleans, but her name is Michaela Harrison, and she sings. And part of her ministry is just to sing and to come and hold your hand and sing. And she did that quite a few times. She would come to my bedside and hold my hand and just sing. And that was an amazing connection and an amazing healing process. There was the herbalist who would come to my bedside and explain to me what these herbs are gonna do for me. But he also became a friend and a confidant, and he cared, and he just was sometimes just to come and sit and chat. There's so many people, there's so many friends in the community just who shared and who cared and who helped. And so yeah, that gave me the drive to get up every day and say, okay, I'm gonna beat this, I'm gonna make it, I don't want anybody to do this in vain. I want them to know that I'm fighting just as much as they're fighting for me. I'm gonna fight for myself. Absolutely. This should be in every hospital, for all ages, from 11-year-old little girls who got hit by a car to 49-year-old women who surviving cancer. At the time, I was 49 when I got diagnosed. So, yes, absolutely. Prescription joy is, it should definitely be one of the things we can check off. Like when they ask, what do you want to eat? That should also be, what time do you want prescription joy to show up? Human connection. That helps a lot. It helps to know that it gives you motivation, when people say, oh, you're gonna be okay, you're gonna do it, and they make you laugh and you forget about what you're going through. Laughter, oh my goodness, that was the best for me. Friends that would come in, and we would just laugh and talk and laugh and eat and talk and share. And sometimes I would have 6 to 7 people just on my bed, just chilling, and it would just take me completely away from what I was going through, every time. So that human connection when it comes to healing is so very important. In so many ways. And one of the things I will say, another great friend of mine, Kristen, she would come every morning, and she was she was pregnant at the time, and she would come and we would meditate and pray together for at least an hour every morning, during the process that I was sick, and she was going into term until she had her baby is when we stopped doing it. But having that human connection as well as that godly connection at the same time, and what the Bible says, well, 2 or more, was amazing. It's amazing. And I give that credit for sure as to why I'm still sitting here talking to you guys today, for sure.